All right, everybody. So, as you can tell, I got the Miata finished. As you saw from the last video, we took it for a little bit of a test drive. Everything was good. Turns out that the, the wheels, whoever had them off before, didn't tighten them all the way. So I went around the whole car and just torqued all the wheels up, and it solved my little rattle problem. But that's neither here nor there. It is what it is. The car is fine. It runs great. Still leaks a little bit of oil, but I think it's because of the valve cover gasket or whatever. But it is what it is. But we got the Evo back in the bay. We're gonna start to take the wheels off. We're gonna take the Brembos off, and we're gonna take the upper intercooler pipe off, just because the lower intercooler pipe is already like a matte black or whatever, wrinkle black or whatever it is. But it was a pain to get that one on, so I'm not even gonna touch that. What else are we gonna do? The valve cover, we're gonna take the valve cover off. Like I said, the wheels, Brembos, valve cover, and upper intercooler pipe, and that'll complete everything that I'm gonna be looking to do with the powder coat. I think that's really it. So just take this journey with me. I'm gonna put it up on the lift, and we're gonna start to rip all this stuff off and start to get it stripped and kind of go from there. I already picked my color, so I already know what I'm going for. Just I'll show you guys in the video what we plan on doing, but the combo is going to be really simple, and I think it'll come out really, really nice. The problem with the car right now is that the wheels and the Brembos, actually, they're all freaking painted, so it's got to go. So it's going to be a lot better once it's actually powder coated. It'll bring a little pizzazz to the car, because right now it just looks real dull. So we're gonna change that with some fresh powder. So let's go on this journey together, and we'll get it going. All right, everybody, so now that I got the wheels off, we have a quick look at the calipers here. They don't look terrible. Whoever painted them did okay. You can still see like there's like marks here where they probably like sanded a little too hard. But I don't know, like they don't look terrible. But I'm gonna be taking these off. But I didn't notice in the back that because I've never taken the back wheels off, but they have spacers, not big spacers, like I don't know, maybe 3 mils, something like that. I don't know. It's very, very small, but I think it's just to kind of pull it out just a little bit to kind of keep it with the wheel arch, which is a nice look. I really like it. But little word of advice: if you ever take your Brembos off, because I know I have customers that bring their Brembos to me and they want them to get powder coated. Do yourself a favor. If you're gonna do it yourself, make sure that you pinch off these lines at all 4 corners. It'll make your life so much easier. Regardless of what it is, if you want to get like vice grips and like put a towel around them, you can do that. That's a primitive way, but the best way to do it is to get a set of these. Where are they? They're like legit hose clamps. It's a almost like a screw clamp. You just put it, and it pinches the line, and doesn't allow fluid to go through. Something like this is like, it's super cheap. It's like Harbor Freight stuff. So get something like this, pinch off the line, and then take your Brembos off, because the more fluid you lose out of that master, the harder it's going to be to bleed the whole system. And since Brembos are already a pain to do, there's 8 bleeders, 2 on each caliper. So just remember, if you're gonna do it yourself, that's the easiest way. Clamp off like where you can at all 4 corners, and so it just makes it easier in the long run at the end of whenever we're putting everything back together. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna start to clamp all 4 of these lines off, and then get my garbage can and bring it over, just so I don't mess up my floor any more than it already is, even though it's already trashed. But you know, we're gonna get that done now, get these Brembos off, and then drop the car down and take the valve cover off and get the front bumper off and get that upper intercooler pipe off. So let's get that done now. All right, everybody, so I got all the calipers off, as you can see, but one thing that I would advise, if you're ever gonna really do any of your own stuff or take apart these calipers yourself or anything like that, or even bring them to people like me, being a powder coater, make sure when you take these off, either you could leave them loaded, which I actually like for you to do, and get all of the pressure out of them. It's gonna be hard to do with one hand, but get it over here. But if you have a tool like this where you can depress both of the pistons at one time, it's easier to do that than try to squeeze it out or anything like that. But I'm trying to get all the fluid out, just so that like the less fluid I have when I take these into the house to take them all apart, the easier I am, easier it's gonna be for me. Just because this stuff is, it's nasty. It's brake fluid. It's supposed to be nasty. But I don't know. The less that's in these calipers, the better it is gonna be for me. I'm not gonna get as messy, because it's still gonna be messy as hell. But what I want to try to do is eliminate all of the possibility of getting all this crap everywhere, even though I have a designated space just to do this. But it's just easier to get all of the stuff that you can out of it before you get it to somebody like me, or even to paint it. If you're trying to do this like off the car, which a lot of people try not to, it seems like this guy probably tried to do it off the car, because it looks like everything is, it looks decent for what it is. But like I said before, I'm gonna be taking these all apart, and I'm gonna have to get into every one of these pistons, get these seals out, and get everything all off, and so I can actually like get a good even coat on these. But like I said before, the best thing that you can do whenever you take your Brembos off, get all the fluid out if you can. So I'm gonna just do this right now, just to kind of get them all done. All right, so I got all the calipers depressed. Now it's time to take off this front bumper and get the upper intercooler pipe off and the valve cover. So it's not gonna take me that long to do, so we'll just blow right through this real quick. You know what I'm saying? Alrighty, so I finally got everything off. Got the Brembos off. As you can tell, I got the valve cover off. I got the upper intercooler pipe off. I took the blow-off valve off and I put it in a pile over there. And here's my powder coat pile. As you can tell, intake, upper intercooler pipe, radiator shrouds, or whatever you want to call those, brackets or whatever. I powder coated those for the white car a long time ago, and since it's going in this car and I have you know, a set of like nice aluminum ones going on that car, I figured I'd powder coat these the same color as what I'm going to do. My theme, I got my wheels, my valve cover, and I got my brake calipers. So it's a lot of stuff I got to do for this car, but I think when it's all finished, the end product will be really good. So another thing I really need to do is when I was taking all this stuff off, I did notice that all of my intercooler piping has worm clamps on it, so I got to change that, and I have to change all of that over to T-bolt clamps, so you know, that I don't have any boost leaks later on down the line. My tuner doesn't have any problems down the line with pipes blowing off, because it has happened to me before. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna count those and order me up some really nice ones, and whenever everything is done and I'm ready to put this back together, hopefully they're here in time, but you never know with the, you know, Postal Service, they mess everything up. Fuck you, FedEx. So you know, UPS is the best, and we're gonna get rocking on this stuff in the next video, because it's already probably gonna be a long enough video. But I have some more plans for this thing. I have some crappy gauges I got from eBay or Amazon or whatever. So I'm gonna be installing those probably off camera. Probably not today, probably another day, but they sent me the wrong ones anyway, so I can't do it anyway. So you know, it sucks. People suck. But anyway, like I said, we're gonna leave it off with right here with all my stuff in a big pile. I have to go and get my truck, because there's no way I'm gonna just lug all of these things over to my other garage and you know, and offload them. So I'm gonna go grab my truck, and I'm gonna, you know, load all this stuff up and start to get all the stuff in my garage. But anyway, if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to follow what I've done so far with this car, I'll, you know, there'll be 2 little things up here. Hopefully they'll show. Hopefully I'll get them by then. And you can follow the progression of what I've done and how we've gotten so far. All right, deuces.